Hello, it's Sunday, November 2nd, and I'm Tony Christopher, financial analyst at UFX Trading Support Center. This is your week in review. Today we will discuss some of the major financial events of the past week and how they impacted the currency and commodity markets. In currency news, the pound has continued to weaken versus the US dollar for the second straight week, following expectations that the Bank of England will begin raising interest rates due to the slowdown in economic momentum. The British pound has been continuously depreciating for 4 months now, which is its longest losing streak since March 2010. While demand for the US dollar was increased after the Federal Reserve ended its bond purchasing program, the BOE can only try and keep supporting UK's recovery, even though most recent data is showing very disappointing figures. The British pound lost 0.6% last week, closing at a level of 1.5994 versus the dollar. Overall, the pound dropped by 1.4% versus the US dollar for the month of October. In other news, the Japanese yen had dropped to a 7-year low after the Bank of Japan, BOJ, surprisingly said it is planning to increase its monetary stimulus program by 80 trillion yen, that's $713 billion per year. The Japanese currency has been depreciating versus the US dollar for the last 4 months, making it the longest slip since December 2013. It seems as if the Bank of Japan's governor, Mr. Kuroda, is doing whatever he can to make analysts rethink about how quickly the Japanese yen is projected to decline. The Japanese yen ended last week at a level of 112.32 per dollar. Overall, the yen dropped down by 2.4% for the month of October and is down by 5.8% for the year. In commodities news, oil prices are continuing to decline. Both WTI crude oil and Brent crude oil experienced a negative price change after OPEC decided to boost production to a 14-month high. This caused WTI to post its biggest monthly drop in more than 2 years and its longest run of weekly losses since 2002. It seems as if fears of oversupply and slowing economic conditions are continuing to affect the market, which continues to be under pressure. Brent oil for December decreased by 0.38, that's 0.4%, closing Friday's session at a level of $85.86 per barrel. Prices were down by 0.3% for the week. Overall, Brent oil prices fell by 9.3% for the month of October, the biggest monthly decline since May 2012. WTI crude oil for December decreased by $0.58, that's 0.7%, closing Friday's session at a level of $80.54. Overall, WTI crude oil prices have lost 0.6% last week and were down by 12% for the month of October. In other news, gold prices fell to their lowest level since 2010 after the Bank of Japan surprisingly increased its stimulus program while the Federal Reserve ended its asset purchasing program. Gold prices dropped by 2.3% on Friday, closing the session at a level of $1,171.60 an ounce. Overall, gold prices fell down by 4.9% last week, the largest weekly drop since September 2013. Overall, the precious metal had lost 3.3% during the month of October and is currently down by 2.6% for the year. Silver prices dropped by 4.8% to a level of $15.635, the lowest level since February 2010. And that's our summary of the financial headlines from the past week. We hope that you've enjoyed this week's review and that you'll tune in tomorrow morning as we kick off the new trading week with the latest top market news. Until then, be sure to log into UFX.com for all of your trading needs. Your personal account manager is ready to answer all of your questions. UFX Trading Support Center wishes you a successful trading week.